All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Northwest Race Report. I'm Terry Bridges. Good to be with you. Got a pretty decent show on tap for you tonight. Got some cool things going on. First of all, we're going to have one of our special guests is Scott Warning. He is the Ohio Assistant Administrator for the Unlimited All-Stars, and he'll be talking a little bit about Route 68 Speedway, and that's where the UAS Grand Nationals are going to be this summer. Not till September. I know it's a little bit early, but I just thought we'd try to get him on here, give you guys a head start. He's going to talk a little bit about gearing and tires and some of the things you can expect at Route 68 Speedway. So stay with us. It's not going to be something you want to miss. And then we're going to have him on later on in the year and right before it gets closer to Grand National time and go over some more race notes for you, but just giving you a head start. Those of you who are thinking about maybe going back there, I know that's a long haul, but nonetheless, it'll give you an idea. I don't know if he's going to talk preps. He may not. That might be secret stuff, but most of us, he's going to give you the track surface and the type of tire, and from there, I'm sure most of you prep experts, you Milton Singletons of the world, will be able to figure it out, what kind of preps you need. But he's going to give you a head start, so it should be pretty awesome. Seth Apple, thank you so much, buddy. My little buddy Seth Apple, he runs on the Northwest Gold Cup. He's a pavement guy, and this young kid can wheel. I'm so glad I checked in with him last night. We became friends on Facebook, and I don't know why we weren't before, but nonetheless, Seth Apple, thanks for tuning in. Hope you gave your dad a hug for me. Seth Apple's a great kid, and he's a great driver. You're going to be hearing a lot of good things from Seth Apple. Also on tonight's show, a little bit after 8 o'clock, excuse me, we're going to have Tim Chappy Chapman. He's from Chaotic Radio and chaoticmotorsports.com down in the L.A. area. Good buddy of mine. We became friends on Facebook, and Chappy's in the same boat I am. He's a little bit ahead of me, actually. He's doing some big stuff down there. And he's doing a great job. He's got an awesome show. It's called the Chaotic Motorsports show, and you can check that out. It's on a new day. It's on Tuesdays from 6 to 7. But Tim Chappy Chapman going to be with us, a longtime announcer, former water skier extraordinaire. But just to give you a little hint of what's coming up, next week on the 14th, we're going to have the lovely Miss Molly Helmuth on the show, and she's a late model standout, female phenom, former go-karter turned late model driver, and she's going to be talking a little bit about what she's doing, some of the great things. She's got a great sponsor in Frontier, and she'll be able to tell you a little bit more about that on the show next week. And on the 21st, we're going to have Danny the King Cahill with us. I'm looking forward to that. This guy is owning the clone class down there. Now, not the AKRA, but they have another one called the Super Sport 200. And he's been unbeatable. And so the king, Danny Cahill, going to be with us. And of course, Cahill's a former standout road racer as well on the pavement. He ran a lot of the Northwest Gold Cup stuff. And he's a heck of a shoe, let me tell you. And he's made the transition over to the asphalt like you can't believe. So I'm excited, real excited, to have Danny the King Cahill with us, and that'll be on the 21st. And then on the 28th, that is our big show. That's the last show before the biggest, baddest, and best indoor dirt track race west of the Mississippi. I don't care if we are competing with the Chili Bowl. I still think the BK7 is the biggest, baddest, and best indoor dirt race west of the Mississippi. Now, the Hitman might argue with that because he didn't want to say that on his video, but I say we got the biggest, baddest, and best dirt race there is, and that's the BK7 coming up January 31st. I am so excited for that. I do a lot of shows, and I'm going to tell you, this has got to be one of my favorites. I mean, it's awesome. Now, I know my wife got on me last week for saying awesome too much, but I can't tell you enough. It's going to be a heck of a show, and this one, the 7, is going to be the biggest, the most competitive, and I can assure you right now that there will be some good cars loading up and going home. That's how tough this race is going to be. But on the 28th, our pre-race, our pre-BK7 big show. We're going to break it down, and I'm going to have promoter Roger Freeborn with me, and we're going to break down the whole BK7. We're going to break it down. What is it going to take? What kind of preparation is in? It's going to be an awesome show. You don't want to miss it. It's all going to be BK7. And while I'm on this topic, I've got to say this. I got a couple things on Facebook that people were talking. Oh man, you don't do enough cage kart stuff. You don't. It's all just the speedway stuff. Here's the thing, so we can set this thing straight. I'm 5 shows in. I'm trying to cover a little bit of everything. Just because maybe your topic isn't, or your preferred class isn't being talked about, doesn't mean you're being ignored. It just means either I'm gathering info, or I've got some other plans for it. We've got some big stuff coming up for the Cage Cup, which is coming up the end of March. Matt Enos is the promoter for that, and he's doing some good things. We've got some exciting stuff coming up for that, and that's going to be once we get through with the BK7, which right now is that's the main focus. This is going to be one heck of a race. But then we're going to get started on the Cage Cup, and we'll be getting some more of the cage kart action on there. So bear with me. Hang tough. This show loves cage karts. I want to make that perfectly clear. This show loves late models. This show loves anything racing. It's just a matter, I'm one person, and I got to get around to a whole bunch of different things. So feel free, if you've got information or you want something on the show that you're not hearing, give me a shout. I mean, I try to get as much as I can, but I can't be everywhere. And so if I've got little colleagues out in the field helping me out, giving me some information, wow, I would be really appreciate it. And if you think you want to be on the show, or you've got somebody special that I'm missing that should be on the show, let me know. Give me a call, hit me up on Facebook, and we'll make arrangements to get you guys on there. Also, I want to give a big shout out to one of my new show sponsors helping me out this year, and it's Scott Sealcoat. You can find them on the web at scottsealcoat.com. But Scott McDowell helping me out with some stickers and doing some cool things for me for the show. They do asphalt repair. They do crack sealing. They do driveways. They do hot crack fill. They do line markings, striping, signs, driveways, roadways. Pretty much anywhere you drive, Scott Sealcoat takes care of it. They do lines on the parking lot. They'll cover cracks. They'll do the whole bit. So if you've got a need for that, check out Scott McDowell. He's a stand-up guy. He runs a stand-up company, and it's www.scottssealcoat.com, or you can call area code 253-445-8200. And like I say, he's a stand-up guy, and he will take very good care of you, and that's Scott's Sealcoat. So thank you, Scott McDowell, for everything you're doing. And he's doing some big stuff coming up, trying to get some cage kart stuff going with the CKA, which is very exciting. And what he's shooting for is the younger crowd. As we all know, we don't have a lot of, the junior class used to be huge. And I'm going, where are all these juniors at now? There's hardly any. Those used to be some of the biggest classes we had. Well, in order to have the adult classes filled, you got to have some juniors moving up. And that's what Scott's going to do. He's going to bring some cage kart stuff in. It's going to have an LO206 motor in it, which I think is a great idea. And it's going to cater to the newbies, the people, the new blood that we got to get in here. And Glenn Tower, president of CKA, is working with Scott McDowell on that. So I'm excited for that, because Glenn Tower has done some great things with CKA, getting things turned around and getting everything going. The bottom line here is this, everybody. It's we've got clubs, we've got organizations, we've got all kinds of cool things. But we've all got to come together. We've all got to kind of, put our resources together and work to make these, like the CKA. It used to be huge, and then you get a little bit of backbiting. You get a little bit of animosity. You get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Next thing you know, the clubs, disband, and you've got all this bad blood. And all the people in here are so great. We're not all going to agree on everything. That's what I'm telling you. I mean, we're not. This guy's going to want that. This guy's you can't please everybody. But you've got to come to some kind of happy medium. And I guess the bottom line is, don't bitch if you don't have a solution. I mean, we all know what the problem is. We need to be looking for solutions. We need to be looking for ways. So if you've got a gripe, that's great. Voice it. But make sure you've got something or some sort of a suggestion as a solution to fix it. I mean, just crying about the problems isn't going to make them go away, and it's not going to fix them. So if you've got a gripe, don't put it on Facebook and blow everybody out and make everybody feel bad and have new people looking in. That's not the way to do it. And that's not what Facebook is for. Facebook's for some positive stuff. And if you've got gripes and misunderstandings or whatever you got, man, do that personally and keep it off of Facebook. And let's promote this thing in a positive way. I mean, it's just there's enough division as it is, and we can't afford to lose any more go-karts. Here's the cool thing, though. My wife just tells me tonight, my daughter buys gas for $1.63 a gallon. You know how exciting that is? That means it's coming our way. $2.14, I think. She said she filled up today. So she filled up a 17-gallon tank for $30. She got a brand new Equinox, by the way. It is sweet. Real excited for her for that. She's been rolling. It's got the remote start, so you can start it inside. I mean, it's a bad boy. But nonetheless, $30, and we're filled up. So what does that mean? That means hopefully more racers at the racetrack. Hopefully more competitors. It's going to be just a little bit easier this summer, hopefully. And Shane Smith working on that new Yamaha series. I hope that comes to pass. That's going to be just super awesome. Then you've got Scott McDowell working on the Cage Cup stuff. So there's a lot of exciting stuff going on out there. And personally, I can't wait for the summer. It's just going to do nothing but get better, especially when you talk about CKA. They've got some cool stuff going, and they're all about speedway. But don't worry, asphalt guys. I'm going to have you covered. It's just we're waiting on the season, and once that gets underway, it's going to be busy. We're going to be covering Rotax stuff. We're going to be covering the Northwest Gold Cup. We've got just all kinds of great, exciting stuff. We got some road race stuff. Aaron Stanford doing some great things up north. With the Puget Sound Road Race Association. That guy busts his fanny to try to get, he's doing, car shows and displays and all kinds of cool stuff. So if you have a need for that, get a hold of Aaron Stanford because he's a big gun when it comes to doing that kind of stuff. And he's had some pretty heavy players. He had NOS for a sponsor there for a while. I think, I want to say he worked with Pepsi a little bit here and there. So he's got some great things going for you. If you're interested about maybe joining him with the cage kart stuff, Scott, you might be able to touch bases with Aaron Stanford. He's out there to promote the sport, and he does an awesome job at it. So, matter of fact, that's a great idea. I might have to call Aaron and get him on the show one of these times and let you guys find out what he's doing because he's doing some cool things on the road race side, which we need to also take a look at. If you guys have never done that, it's pretty awesome. So. I'm just so excited Seth Apple tuned in. It's just killer. He's a great kid. I can't say enough good about Seth Apple. I'm just glad he's tuned in. The Hitman's here. Love it. Ryan Diotti. He's going to be coming. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be coming. He's going to come and try to take the one that got away. But not going to be easy. Not going to be easy by any stretch of imagination. So hopefully we're waiting on Scott Warning. He's going to be calling in on the show. It's like 10:45 his time, so we wanted to get him on fairly early. But while we're waiting for him to call, cool thing coming up, NHRA, you drag race fans. Some guy said, well, man, I don't like drag racing. They don't know how to turn. Let me just say, if you've never seen a fuel car run, you're missing it. Fuel cars are legit, and they are awesome. And, of course, the 2015 Circle K Winter Nationals are coming up here in just, I believe it's this month. Here we go. We're going to check it out here. Here's Scott Warning. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
I'm good.